Ladies and gentlemen, hear me loud and clear. Life will knock you down. It doesn't ask for your permission. It doesn't wait for your schedule. And it sure doesn't feel sorry for you. But here's what I want you to understand. You are not meant to stay stuck. You may have lost a job, failed a relationship, faced betrayal, been rejected, or watched your dreams fall apart. But hear this, you are not finished. You are not broken. You are being forged. You may feel tired. You may feel defeated. But that's not the end. That's the start of your comeback. You've got to look at your reflection and say, this is not how my story ends. This is where I begin again. You can't heal in a place that broke you. That means you must move. Change your thoughts. Change your circle. Change your habits.
But don't you dare stay stuck!
Every champion was once on the canvas. But they made a decision. They said, I will not be remembered for my fall. I'll be remembered for my rise. And now it's your time. It's your moment. This is your wake-up call. Pick yourself up. Wipe off the doubt. Stand tall. And move. Because what's ahead is greater than what's behind. And your life, it's not over. It's just getting started. Life will knock you down without warning, but you have the power to get back up. Life doesn't always give you a warning before the storm hits. One moment, everything seems to be going well. Your plans are set, your dreams are in motion, and your confidence is intact. And then suddenly, the ground shakes. You lose someone you love. A business fails. A door that was wide open slams shut in your face. It can feel like the wind has been knocked out of your chest, and you're left gasping for air, trying to make sense of it all. That's the reality of life. It can hit hard, fast, and without mercy. But in that moment of impact, something powerful is revealed. Your ability to endure. See, falling down is not a sign of weakness. It's part of being human. What truly defines you is how you respond when life hits you in the mouth. Some people stay down. They begin to believe that the fall is permanent, but it's not. You weren't built to break. You were built to bounce back. And the sooner you recognize that power within you, the sooner you'll start rising again. Getting back up doesn't mean everything will suddenly be easy. It doesn't mean the pain disappears or the confusion ends. It means you make a choice. A bold, defiant choice. To stand in the face of adversity and say, I'm still here. That choice is where strength is born, not in the absence of struggle, but in the willingness to push forward despite it. You may limp. You may cry. But if you keep moving, you're still in the fight. Remember, nobody who's ever accomplished thing great did it without falling. Greatness comes through grit. It comes through the dust, the bruises, the late nights, and the heavy hearts. Life may have knocked you down, but you have the power to rise. Not just once, but every single time. There is no shame in the fall. The shame is in refusing to rise. And you, my friend, are made of more than what tried to destroy you. Being stuck is not permanent, unless you choose to stay there. There comes a moment in every life where progress stops. You feel like you're spinning in circles, chasing the same goals, fighting the same battles, and waking up every day with no fire left in your soul. That's what it means to be stuck. You know deep down there's more inside you, but no matter what you try, it feels like you're trapped. Mentally, emotionally, financially, or spiritually. But here's the truth that often gets overlooked. Being stuck is not a life sentence. It's a season. It's a signal. It's a moment calling for change, not an identity to accept. What keeps most people stuck isn't the situation itself, but the story they tell themselves about it. They say, "This is just the way I am," or "It's too late for me," or "I'll never be able to do better." Those words become chains. That mindset becomes a prison. But what you don't realize is that the keys to that prison are in your hand. You have the authority to challenge the thoughts that hold you hostage. You can choose to rewrite the script. Your current situation might be tough, but it's not in control of your destiny. You are. Being stuck often feels comfortable in a twisted way. It's familiar. It's predictable. It doesn't require risk. And that's exactly why it's dangerous. Growth begins where comfort ends. To get unstuck, you've got to be willing to be uncomfortable, to face the unknown, to break out of your routine and do something different. That might mean walking away from a job that drains you, cutting ties with people who limit you, or investing time in rebuilding your mindset. None of it is easy, but all of it is necessary. You were not created to sit in the mud and make excuses. You were built to rise, to evolve, to stretch. No matter how long you've been stuck, no matter how deep the hole feels, there is always a way forward. The danger is not in the struggle. It's in accepting it as permanent. Don't let a temporary delay become a permanent destination. You can get unstuck. You can move again. But the first step is believing it's possible, and then acting like it is. Your failures and setbacks are setups for your greatest comeback. We've all tasted failure. It burns. It embarrasses. It disappoints. Whether it was a dream that didn't manifest, a business that collapsed, a goal that slipped through your fingers, or a personal battle you lost. It stings. But let's make one thing clear: failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every setback you've faced is preparing you for something greater. Even if you can't see it right now, Sometimes life has to humble you before it elevates you. It's in those moments when everything falls apart that something powerful is planted inside you. Resilience, awareness, strength, clarity. That heartbreak taught you to protect your peace. That rejection taught you your worth. That loss made you value life differently. What looked like destruction was actually construction. The breaking down of what you thought you needed to build what you truly need. Your setback is not meant to define you. It's meant to refine you. The people we admire, the leaders, the visionaries, the overcomers, they didn't reach greatness by gliding through life untouched. No, they failed. Big, loud, painfully. But they learned. They adapted. They came back stronger. And that's exactly what your failure is. A classroom. You either learn the lesson and move forward, or you relive the mistake until you do. If you treat your failure like a grave, it will bury you. But if you treat it like a lesson, it will grow you. You don't need to hide your scars. Wear them with pride. They're proof that you fought battles, endured the storm, and are still standing. Your setback doesn't make you less. It qualifies you for more. Because once you've been broken and survived, you come back with a kind of power that no success without struggle could ever give you. So don't just rise. Rise wiser. Rise bolder. Rise unstoppable. The comeback story is always more powerful than the one that never fell. You must make intentional changes to break free. In thoughts, environment, and habits. Nothing changes until you change. That's the truth most people avoid. We keep hoping life will magically shift. That opportunity will knock without effort. That breakthrough will come while we stay exactly the same. But progress demands movement, and movement begins with intention. If you want to break free from what's holding you back, you have to look within and ask, what needs to shift in me? Because freedom is never found by accident. It's claimed through conscious action. Start with your thoughts. Your mind is either your prison or your power source. Every limitation, every excuse, every "I can't" begins up there. If your mind is stuck in fear, doubt, or negativity, then everything you try to do will be filtered through that lens. You can't win in life while losing in your head. That's why you must take control of the conversation you're having with yourself every day. Talk to yourself like someone who believes in your potential, not someone who's settled for survival. Next, look at your environment. Who's around you? What are you consuming daily? On your phone, on your TV, in your conversations. If you surround yourself with toxic people, small minds, and low energy, don't be surprised when you feel stuck and uninspired. Sometimes the breakthrough doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from stepping away. You may need to disconnect to reconnect with your purpose. You don't grow in environments that were built to keep you small. And then there are your habits, the daily decisions that either build you or break you. What you do repeatedly becomes your reality. If you keep hitting snooze on your goals, avoiding the hard conversations, and numbing your pain with distractions, you'll stay stuck. But if you start showing up, even in small ways, for the life you want, momentum builds. Success doesn't arrive through a miracle. It arrives through discipline. If you want a different result, you've got to commit to a different routine. Every change begins with a choice, and the power to choose is already yours. Greatness is born in the decision to rise after the fall. Every person you admire, every legend, every leader, every name that echoes through history, didn't rise because they never failed. They rose because they refused to stay down. What separated them from the rest wasn't their talent, money, background, or luck. It was their decision, the decision to rise. That moment after defeat, when everything says quit, and they whisper, not yet. That decision is the birthplace of greatness. It's not loud. It's not celebrated. But it's where champions are made. Falling is inevitable. Life will humble you. It will strip you of comfort, shake your confidence, and test everything you believe in. But that's exactly where greatness begins, in the tension between who you were and who you are becoming. It doesn't happen when everything is going right. It happens when everything has gone wrong and you still choose to stand. It's when your knees are shaking, your eyes are full of tears, but your spirit says, I'm not finished. The world won't always see what you're made of, but you must. Because when you decide to rise, you're not just making a choice for today. You're shaping your future. That decision echoes into every part of your life. It tells your pain, you will not define me. It tells your past, you don't get to control my next chapter. And it tells your doubt, you don't get the last word. This choice, the one you make in private, in silence, with no applause, is the one that determines your legacy. Rising doesn't mean you're healed. It doesn't mean you're fearless. It means you're committed. Committed to getting back up even if it's slow. Committed to becoming stronger, even if no one claps. It's about grit over glamour, progress over perfection, fire over fear. So when the world tries to count you out, and your circumstances try to bury you, remember this: greatness never comes from the easy road. It comes from the one who refuses to stay down. You are not defined by your past. Your future is still unwritten and full of potential. Too many people live like their past is a prison sentence. They carry the weight of old mistakes, missed chances, broken relationships, and painful memories as if they're permanent labels. But let me tell you something loud and clear. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not have the right to define you. What happened yesterday is information, not your identity. You are not your failure. You are not your trauma. You are not your worst moment. You are more than your history. You are the author of your destiny. The danger of holding on to your past is that it clouds your vision. It convinces you that your best days are behind you. It tells you, "Who are you to dream again?" Or, "It's too late to change now." But those are lies. The truth is, every breath you take is proof that your story is still being written. You're not at the end. You're at the turning point. The pen is in your hand, and the next chapter is waiting for your courage. Don't let a rough beginning make you doubt the beauty of your becoming. You have to be willing to release what no longer serves you, not because it didn't matter, but because it can't lead you forward. Growth requires letting go. That means forgiving yourself. That means breaking the replay loop in your mind that keeps reminding you of what went wrong. You cannot walk boldly into your future while dragging the chains of yesterday. The past only has power if you keep feeding it. The moment you decide to shift your focus from what was to what can be, you begin to unlock your true power. You are still full of potential. That spark inside you, no matter how dim it feels, is not gone. It's waiting for your permission to burn bright again. Your future is not limited by your past unless you allow it to be. Every day you wake up is a blank page, a chance to write something bold, something meaningful, something new. You owe it to yourself to stop living like your past is a prophecy. It's not. It's just a chapter, and the greatest chapters, the most powerful, inspiring, world-shifting ones, are still ahead of you. So now the question isn't can you rise? The question is will you? Will you silence the voice of doubt? Will you walk away from what's comfortable but killing your spirit? Will you let go of who you were to become, who you were born to be? Because the clock is ticking and the world is waiting for your voice, your story, your strength, your light. You've fallen before, and you got back up. You've been stuck, but you didn't stay there. You faced fear, failure, and frustration, and yet you're still standing. That means there's more inside you, more to give, more to live, more to become. So stand up, shake off the dust, speak to the storm, step into the unknown, and remind the world and yourself that you were not created to break, to bow, or to back down. You were created to rise, to grow, to lead, to live. Your comeback starts now.